Welcome to the Loving Forward podcast. My name is Ol, and this container is for those who go beyond the surface. Here we speak to the depths of the human experience, honoring all parts, especially the ones we were taught to deny, disown, and repress. No scripted version, no spiritual performance, only the honest, embodied human experience. We explore love, connection, understanding in a wide spectrum of healing modalities, not as things to master, but as practices in service of freedom. This isn't about fixing yourself, it's about remembering yourself, becoming more alive, and integrating that vitality into every moment. If you're curious about what it truly means to heal in both the profound and the mundane, then you're in the right place. I welcome you with all my heart. I'm grateful you're here. Let's jump in.
Nice.
All right, let's take a deep breath. And for you listeners out there, if you weren't ready for that deep breath, let's take one more deep breath in. Thank you, and welcome to the Loving Forward podcast. I am your host, Jacob, and as you guys know, I also go by Ol, and Jacob is my birth name. Today, I have one of the most beautiful humans, most special humans, someone I am so proud to call my friend and to keep deepening this connection with. Just so inspired by this human. I'm so grateful to have them here today. Her name is Julynel. And Julynel, I would love to have some space here for you to introduce yourself and talk about who you are and what you do. And thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for, that beautiful introduction and just the intimacy of looking at you and kind of seeing you speak those words out loud. And thank you for creating this space and for the clear invitation for me to show up and walk alongside you as you create this container. Let's see. I am Julynel. My Dharma name is Kosen. I am an active Zen Buddhist practitioner, a meditator, a mindful, compassionate dialogue speaker, and a queer woman of color who is fairly, if not entirely, committed to the becoming and unbecoming of this experience.
Wow.
And just like being, just like a vessel of being, just a vessel of being dedicated towards love. So that all feels really present.
Wow. I feel like we could just hit stop right there. Saying that was the best podcast ever. Wow, that was really, really beautiful. I'm just like, there's a part of me the big part of me is so just in awe, like jaw drop of you and your existence and your being. And then there's a part of me that's like, wow, like, am I even like allowed to be here with you? It feels like that, like imposter to be like, wow, I am I just think so highly of you. I always have, even before I knew you on more like one-on-one level. Just hearing about you has just been an inspiration. That's just, I know that's something you've aspired for, is just to have your presence in the world be like medicine. And I think, talking from experience, I've felt that medicine before even knowing you on a personal level. So I just can't say that enough. how special you are and how lucky I feel to have you here today.
Yeah, definitely want to begin with saying thank you. Thank you for just your willingness to reiterate and just be so vocal about your appreciation towards me. And it feels very blank and easy, like very crystal clear, perhaps is a better term to use, that I have the same level of appreciation for you. And for those who, who don't know, maybe I could offer some insight into our connection and how it built.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah. Jacob here has a beautiful partner named Silver.
Gosh.
Just like an unbelievably just gem. You have a gem that you have the privilege of calling your partner. And I feel very close to her. She's a great friend of mine, a dear friend. And yeah, she shared you with me. She very happily shared you with me and was like, this is my partner. And so we had moments of kind of coming across one another. And so I had you in my periphery. I had you in my awareness. Silver's partner, right? Yeah. There's Jacob. And it wasn't until maybe when I left for South America and had just returned back to the States, and then maybe a few months ago where I really started to recognize your presence kind of come into my field a bit.
Yeah.
There was this becoming of you that I was able to witness from a distance, because I wasn't in Eugene just yet. I hadn't returned back to Eugene. And so there was Jacob making these posts, making it known, making yourself known, being of service, getting onto the community pages on Facebook and being like, this is an offering I'm making, come here, be with us. And so just that resilience that I perceived you as just having so wholeheartedly was just like I need to get to know Jacob. Wow. And so this is my attempt to just really kind of not bounce back, but offer in return that level of appreciation. So
wow, that means a lot. Thank you. That means a lot to be seen by you, and have those what are they? They're just like the nascence, the beginnings be reflected back to me. I'm not that far from the beginnings. I kind of can't wait until it's 10 years later from now and I'm looking back and being like, wow, I remember when I was just starting out, and those cliche stories that people tell. It's like nobody would come to my workshops or nobody came to my things, and I still kept posting them, kept showing up. And I'm very excited for when that comes late years from now. But even just from when I started putting myself out there 5 or 6 months ago, there's a lot that's changed. There's a lot that's grown. I've grown so much through that process. It's kind of bewildering to think that really wasn't that long ago. And so to have that reflected back to me right now, just reminding me of those beginnings when I was just starting to put myself out there, is really helpful. It's really, really helpful. And maybe that's a good practice to do now and more often. I so often get I can get bogged down by maybe things not being as active as I would like them to be, with my calendar and seeing clients and having my workshops filled up. But I can look back at the beginnings and where I started at and how, much I've done since then, and how many people I feel I've helped. And so you're bringing all that up for me, and it's just making me feel really grateful, really grateful to be reminded of the beginnings. It's a big deal to put yourself out there like that, as you know, and you've also been putting yourself out there quite a bit. I'm curious when that started for you, when you started putting your offerings out into the world?
Yeah, thanks for that great question. And before I immediately answer that, I want to just be like, I can't wait for 10 years from now when you're just like, the things are all happening in the ways that you want them to and more.
Mm-hmm.
And we can reflect on this and come back to this specific podcast and listen to it. So
Wow.
just really wanting to have a moment there. And
Yeah. Thank you.
mm-hmm. Yeah, when, I guess, like the question's like, when did this happen? When did I start make offerings? When did I maybe determine or decide or have that shift, unseeable shift that I wanted to be of service, and that was the goal, the intention, the path.
Yeah.
And I would say that I have a hard time with timelines. Inevitably, my entire life has been that. Ultimately, my entire life has been that. And it wasn't until my, I think, 22nd birthday when I came to Oregon for a retreat. And it was this just life-changing experience. And then I returned home, which is Florida. I had returned back to Florida after coming to Oregon for the first time, going through this experience at this retreat, which was Zen Buddhist related.
Yeah.
And then getting back to Florida and just being like, that is the way. There's no hesitation. There's no questioning. That is the way. And so I'm currently 26. That was when I was turning 22. So it's been a few years now that I've just been really dedicated to, one, deepening my own personal practice, and two, reiterating or recreating those practices into offerings for others. Because there's the specific offerings of like the dyad meditation, meditation itself, those very specific forms of offerings. But it's also just been an entire journey of discipline, discernment. Yeah. Cultivating a sense of beingness, like a connection or a coming back to being, intentionally being, learning what that is, learning myself, capital S, just like all of those things. That's been the journey. And in that, I've had the pleasure of making offerings that are in those more form-like essences, like dyad meditation. So
incredible, just so beautiful, and what a treat. And I can already hear how happy Silver's going to be listening to this. She was really excited to know. It's like, I can't wait to hear you and Julynel's podcast.
Love you, Silver.
We love you so much, Silver. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I love I love the it seems like there's I don't know what my mind is seeing is this dichotomy. There's these forms of offerings that have been pretty well established for maybe thousands of years, meditation being one of them. And what I heard you say is like you found ways to recreate those into your own offerings, right? It's still meditation, but this is like meditation that you are channeling, right? Or it's like an offering that you've channeled that's come through. And it may be, the foundation may be Zen Buddhism, but it's you. You know, that's one thing I think about with these offerings. Like there's thousands of breathwork facilitators, shadow work facilitators, meditation teachers and guides, but there's like a thing about you that is different than anybody else out there. Something about your voice, your presence, your deep centeredness that just people are drawn to, and it just resonates. And I wonder what you might think about that, what you think about, like, why would someone be drawn to your style of guiding meditation, or your, style, just you as a teacher and as a guide, rather than other people. And not saying that we're going to downgrade anybody else's offerings or their styles. Like, everybody has their own, and that's a good thing, because there's billions of people in the world. And the more styles, the more teachers, the more people can find what works for them, and the teachers that they resonate the most with. And so curious what you think your style is, and how you would explain why people are drawn to you.
Yeah. Very, very beautiful question. Yeah, it sounds like what distinctively makes, like, what's the self-differentiation? Like, what makes me Julynel? What is the style? What is the teaching?
Yeah.
That sounds like the question that you're asking me. And it also sounds like, I guess that's it. It's really just like, what makes me the ways in which I am, and then what also potentially allows others to gravitate towards me in a ways that helps facilitate this giving and receiving in the world.
Yeah.
This quote unquote being a teacher, or showing up with a demeanor that helps people know that there's an openness towards receiving them. That feels like
wow.
Yeah, that's a wonderful question, a wonderful inquiry, wonderful place to just sit and contemplate. And I think there was one particular thing that arose. Well, many things arose while I was listening to you speak, Jacob, but I think the one thing that came up that was just like, yes, is, and it's kind of slipping me now, but it's this commitment to receiving.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
okay, yeah. I like that a lot. Wow.
Yeah. It sounds really simple and subtle, but it feels really vast in my body. This commitment to fully receiving.
Feels really good in my body. It's like kind of not what I was expecting. But it's that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for receiving that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so many different parts. Like, I can very easily speak to like Zen Buddhism being such a great format for creating and cultivating the sense of beingness that I embody, or that I am in the world, with discipline and meditation and practice, right? A lot of my spiritual engagement with the world is just like practice, creating a practice. And so that could be opened into a can of worms of like, what the heck is practice? And so go ahead.
I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, there is so many different trails here to go down. I kind of think the first thing that was coming to my mind is you were talking about like, what makes me Julynel, and I know that you're a Zen Buddhist, and I wonder if you resonate with the idea of, like, I'm not even Julynel, and then like going even deeper than that, and thinking like, I guess the dyad would be, what am I? The dyad question, the koan would be, what am I? Or because we're not Julynel, I'm not Jacob. Take it even further. I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, I'm not, Mahana Maharshi. Is that the name? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I butchered that really bad.
This is the Ayurvedic. I know that there's a gentleman.
Yeah.
I know
who did that, who popularized that meditation.
Yeah, of inquiry.
That's right. And so I'm curious if that resonates for you, because it could tie to the other question of what it is about this energy that you are channeling, that you already have, and then that you're channeling, and the openness that you have. Like, is that dependent upon you being Julynel? It's like, not necessarily, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of getting out there, actually.
Yeah, we are. I feel we're kind of like permeating and like transmuting, and just I can feel just like the veils of like our actual skin just like dissolving a little bit. And we're just like getting out there.
Let's go for it.
Let's do it. I trust you, Jacob.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I trust you. Let's do it.
I have no idea what we're doing here, just for the record.
I want to respond with that with first off, maybe sharing a little bit about what the dyad meditation is.
Yeah.
Because I've mentioned it, and I know you've mentioned it now. And for anybody listening, the dyad meditation is a vocalized meditation practice based off of inquiry. And so you're sitting before a partner. The partner poses a question. Tell me, who are you? And then as the receiver, you then share directly your experience of what arises from that question, from that inquiry. The inquiry being a koan, which in the Zen tradition is a paradoxical question that does not, inevitably does not have an answer. So when we sit with, tell me, who are you? Like, Jacob, tell me, who are you? Jacob can just share everything and anything that arises. Yeah. And maybe I'll use myself as an example, but like, tell me, who are you? And I could say, I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm Latina. I'm, so whatever. All those things that create the essence of my physical being. And in these retreats that I like co-facilitate and participate in and whatnot, we do this for like days in a row, where we're questioning and sitting and really deeply contemplating, who am I? And in that, there's just this coming to nothing, which is like the coming to everything. And there's no phrasing, and there's no word, there's no dialect that I can access right now that could emphasize just the vastness of that. But yeah, I think that level of experience, or just those practices that I've had the pleasure of coming across, have definitely just given me this beautiful privilege of being where I am now. Like, having gone through those things and having done those practices do make it just more accessible, or it's there, it's for me, it's who I am, it's a part of me right now. And I think earlier, Jacob, when I was receiving you and I was hearing this, like who is Julynel? Like, is there no Julynel? Yes and no. Yes and no, as in no, because I feel that I've touched something much greater. But yes, because if there wasn't this, I wouldn't have touched it. So it's... yeah.
Yes. No, that makes a lot of sense to me. I think I was receiving that for the listeners.
Yeah, please. Yeah, take
it. That's right. No, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. There's just... It's... A part of my practice is very much like grounded in this plane, grounded in like these hands, these feet, what's happening right now in this world, not just in my direct experience, but in the world. That's incredibly important to me and in my practice. And I'm not just a Zen Buddhist. I'm not just a meditator. I'm not just somebody who loves completely being engulfed in nature and forgetting about everything. Like, I am perplexed. I am everything and simultaneously nothing. And there's, I sense like a sense of, I wish there was a way to fully express that, to touch that.
Yeah. I think you're doing a really great job at expressing it. And I think it's also clearly stated in the scriptures. There's, the moment you try to talk about it, it's gone. It's like, you're not talking. It's not it. You can't put words fully to whatever it is you're talking about. And at the same time, like, because I think, I sense, I believe, I feel that I've touched it as well, that the words that you're using feels adequate for me. Like it helps me just like remember, right? And yeah, one thing I mean, many things I love about you. One thing I love about you is you are so grounded here. Like you are an earth child, you know, which I think is a hard thing to do when someone's such a dedicated, committed Zen Buddhist, or it's committed to any spiritual tradition. I think, and what I've noticed in myself is it was hard to stay grounded when I was so immersed in my whatever spiritual tradition it was, you know, phase I was in at the time. And I've gone through a few different ones. And I noticed that it was really hard for me to connect with other people. Because I was so immersed in my spiritual practices and connecting with the oneness and the zeroness within me. And there could be said that maybe I wasn't doing it right. You know, it's possible. However, I had to it felt like I was going up to the mountain and never really coming back down to just like find this equalness with one and with another and with all. So saying that is just a deep appreciation of your ability to you know, maybe edge walk, you know, walking that edge, that fine edge of the, yeah, having the awareness of that I am a earth child, and I am connected to I'm like experiencing the world through this body. I'm not going to leave this body. I want to stay in this body and be fully here, be fully present and grounded. And at the same time, like, your awareness is aware of what's happening outside of your body. What's happening, like you said, what's happening in the world right now. To me, awareness can also be equated to love. And so your love extends far beyond your body. And that's why I think I see you so active for social and human rights. And that's just something I'm just finding so unique about you. I just don't see that as often in the spiritual communities. And I hope that lands well, and I hope that makes sense. Yeah.
And it lands and it makes sense. And yeah, there's to like speak on my experience, or to speak on just like the series of events that have kind of led to this very moment, or to this way of being, is I feel the importance of recognizing, like, I've had those ethereal, ether-like experiences that have felt difficult to come back down from. Like that's been very much part of my process, and I've had the very stagnant in my body, disconnected from spirit beliefs and experiences also, and just like the fluctuation of that and the experience of that has all been very vital to all of it, to this very moment, to the experience, to the process. And I don't have in this very moment a clear expression of when this shift of me just not that I'm no longer seeking because that's inevitable. That is a part of my human nature. But there has been this shift of just like, I'm here now. Like, I'm choosing to be here. I cannot escape this. And it is in my blood. It is in my being. It is a part of me, whatever that is, to also feel the connection to the unseen. And there's something present around, there's something else there that I can touch and I can feel in my body right now, but I'm not entirely sure. It's like, let me sit here for just a moment, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much. It's so juicy. It's so juicy.
And it's hard to also, it's
Yeah.
hard to, it's just hard. It's just hard to get it all out. And I'm just so impressed by the way you're doing it. You found it. See, there we go. I was like stalling.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you for that. It's something I wanted to mention. There was an aliveness around lineage. Lineage.
Wow.
Just, there has been a clear shift in me, because I'm kind of walking this path right now of like becoming a priest, of choosing to like really devote to Zen Buddhism. Because, let's use Zen Buddhism as the form, as the term for this dedication to walking the path of inquiry and contemplation and this middle way of existing in the world, but also committing to the unseen.
Yeah.
And so I've walked this path. I'm walking this path, and I'm choosing to walk this path. And there's like a commitment there to becoming a priest, and a discernment that I'm moving through currently. And it's really held by having a lineage. It's really held by there being something bigger than me, much larger than me, that people have walked for so long. For so long, and so many different types of people. And yet there's this calling that we all come back to, something that has just led us here. And some that just feels incredibly important to name.
Yeah.
How grounding it is to be a part of a lineage for me. And this is very distinct to my karmic making. It feels important to name this is not the right way nor the wrong way. This is not everybody's way. This is also nobody's way. Like, this is just the actualizing of Julynel's karmic experience in this lifetime. And having a lineage is it's incredibly grounding for me.
Wow. Yeah. I think it's the word that was coming to my mind. It's like tethered. It's like something, and maybe you don't even, tethered could almost be like shackling, but like something that I could grab onto if I get a little too far out there, straying away from my centered and groundedness. And when you speak about lineage, I believe you're talking about Zen Buddhism as a tradition, there's a lineage there. And is that's correct?
I speak about Zen Buddhism. I speak about my grandmothers, my ancestors. I speak about the religious and spiritual acts that they took as women who practiced Santeria, an Afro-Cuban religion. I speak about just like the immense amount of connection to spirit that's been present in my lifetime, and then the ways in which it's been grounding because it's come from many, many before me, and that's been visible to the naked eye. And so I feel incredibly grateful for that.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks for the questions, Jacob.
Yeah, this is so fascinating. This is so cool. And I have wanted this I've wanted all my podcasts to be like conversations, but I'm noticing how badly I just want to keep asking you questions, which is just what's happening. And so we will likely keep going that way. And, you know, I offer my side, my experience as well. This is something I really feel not reticent. I feel, remiss. I feel like sad that I, in my early 20s, couldn't quite find the lineage or the tradition that I wanted to fully commit to. I think I just kept like seeking. So you said, you know, and I'm still a seeker too. That's part of who I am. But I think that there's this is part of me that's sad that I didn't pick just one and just like dig as deep of a hole as I could with that. In terms of like Enneagram numbers, I don't remember which one I am, but I had someone reflect to me knowing what number I was. They said, yeah, a common thing with that number is you dig hundreds of shallow holes. And that is kind of what I did, in terms of my, you know, hopping around from tradition to tradition, learning about this one, that one, and modalities and all that. And, you know, on one hand, that's kind of cool. I have a lot of different things I can refer to. Some things I'm not quite sure where they come from, which is not totally appropriate. You know, it's good to know where you get where you're influenced from. But at some point, you know, things along the path, and it sounds like at age 22, something really clicked. And so it's like you were seeking before then, digging holes and looking, and then something really clicked. And then there's like what I believe, it's like there's these like moments, subsequent moments of clicking, things really clicking, to where it's like, okay, I don't think I'm seeking anymore. I think I found everything that I need to work, to do the work that I'm here to do. And for me, it feels like I've found a way to, you know, I found the way of meditation practice that works for me. You know, I found shadow work and breath work and just these certain pillars of my practices and my being that just works for me, to where it feels like I've stopped seeking, and now I can just go deeper and deeper into those holes. So that's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. And I think, even though we've talked before, I don't know what I would call myself. I don't know what, you know, am I a Buddhist? Am I a this or a that or a Taoist? And that one part of me, one small part's like, you know, it'd be nice to have like a title like that. But on the other hand, I feel somewhat complete in whatever it is I've settled on. Yeah. It's interesting.
Thank you for that. I'd love to offer a response, maybe a reflection, and also maybe touch on two things that felt very distinct or important while you were sharing. And that's, we need those diggers.
Yeah.
We need the people who are willing to taste everything and tell us what they think, so that those listening can say, oh, that sounds quite nice. Actually, I want to taste that. I want to touch that. I want to go dig over there. There's a need for digging in not just one area. Yeah. So I want to maybe offer some reassurance, some care.
That helps really. That helps a lot. That feels really good to receive that.
I think that's brave. I think the willingness to dig everywhere is brave. And I think it's necessary. And the second part of what you were sharing that I want to come back to and touch is I will never stop seeking.
Yeah.
And so that feels important to name, because this commitment that I've grown to learn how to engage with Zen Buddhism, and with just like with being a daughter, just like with being a partner, this commitment that I've chosen, this act of choosing, is a constant re-engaging with or recreating. I would be lying if I said that I was so certain that there's nothing else that could change me, because I come across those bumpers of, oh, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And the practice is the discipline of, it's not, the feeling is not, how do I want to phrase this? I trust in what will occur past the feeling of this moment. I trust. There's a trust there that I'm leaning fully into. And so with this path, with, having the term Zen Buddhism be present in my life in this time, it feels like an opportunity to just have this really intimate practice. Because there's this belief of what I think Zen is, maybe a belief of what you think Zen is, and then there's just Zen, and then there's just like, that's mind-boggling.
It's just
she's
using her hands as like open, just like, and like almost like a not confused face, but just a face of like, we don't know what that is. We don't know face, but it's beautiful, whatever it is. What I think is really cool is that your commitment to this discipline, this tradition, is giving you these like it's rendering these beautiful characteristics or attributes or values of, or meta skills, and that's the openness that you just continue to just like become more and more open, like you said, open to receive. Your listening is so just solid, it's just so right there, and those discipline, those practices just contribute to more capacity to listen and to receive and to be open. And it just, that's really the most, whatever people are out there looking for, seeking, is like, find the practices that help you with the way you want to be in the world. And that's no matter, even if I dug, despite having dug 100 different holes, they all contributed to the deepening of my presence and my lovingness.
Absolutely.
And so I'm grateful for that. And it's also like, I also found myself in the jack of all trades kind of category in that box. And so it's cool to like try all these different things and then realize like what works and what doesn't. Yeah. So, so I really would love to offer that to people. It's like, find, whatever, maybe that's the question actually for you right now. It's like, if like a student of yours was coming up to you and was like, hey, I don't really know, like, what's the point of like Zen Buddhism, or picking a tradition, or finding practices that I can do to create discipline in my life? Like, what's the point of all that? What would be your answer to that?
Yeah, if I had someone come to me and share maybe some confusion or curiosity around like, why Zen, or why this, or why do I need a somewhat religious container to hold me? Like, what is the point?
Yeah.
Why can't I just exist? I would maybe first off ask, what makes you think that you're not existing? Like what makes you think you're not existing in this container? And what's preventing you? What are those stories that are preventing you from believing that you're not existing in this container? Because the container is simply to mirror to you what isn't accessible as you exist.
Yeah.
And so there's something there that's just beyond our capacity. Alone, perhaps. Although we're never fully alone. And something about just remaining open, receiving them, and just asking. Like, how are you relating to this? What are you looking for in this? What is this for you? Just kind of coming back to all of those questions feel important. And also, like, there is no right way. There is no right way. And I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily lucky to have a container.
Wow.
Right? Like, there's a level of just like resistance, and there's a level of like, how can this be? Or a level of autonomy constantly being filtered that wants to like surpass any belief or systematic anything. And the container of having a practice, specifically in the Zen Buddhist tradition, just holds this gentle mirror that I get to choose to look into and then create from. And so, if there's anybody out there questioning, do I need a practice? Do I need a lineage? Do I need something that can, like, what's the point of having that? You get to choose the point. You get to choose that very instance of why, and lean into it. Like, lean into the question and really lean into what arises as a result of that question. So.
Wow. Yeah, it really makes me think that all of these containers, no matter what spiritual tradition is sort of a part of whatever denomination the container is whatever. Sorry, I'm losing my word usage because I have to pee, and I might do that and come right back.
Yes,
but
please.
whatever container it is, seems to always have this mirroring effect, I think. And so what I keep hearing you say is like Zen Buddhism has a gentle mirror, has a gentle reflection. It sounds like you found the container that gives you this reflection that is maybe workable for you, digestible, and it's like the flavor that you want, like the intensity, all that maybe.
I'm just choosing. I'm choosing it. I'm learning to choose and to do and to.
We're gonna take a quick break.
Quick. Go to the potty.
And a word from our sponsors coming up.
Oh, you'll have this opportunity many times, I'm sure. I'm happy.
You heard it here, folks. We will have Julynel back on at some point, but we're back. I don't necessarily edit things like this. This comes out however it comes out. So if I need to pee in the middle of it, I let the listeners know. I'm not even going to write a note in the description. They're going to get used to it. Nice. I have to pee a lot. I drink a lot of fluids in the morning. I wake up. I go pee, and then actually, no, I'm excited about this because I want to know what your morning routine is like. That's something I'm kind of thinking about.
Let's do it.
I pee, and I fill up water because the first thing I need to do, and I think all of us need to do, is hydrate. We lose a lot of water while we're sleeping. So I get water, chug that first part, and then I do electrolytes. I don't like an electrolyte water glass after that. And then I meditate for 25 minutes, do some sort of breath work for about 15 to 30 minutes. And that's been the routine the last month. I used to I would immediately go and do some sort of movement practice, whether it's dance or some sort of calisthenic thing or qigong. But I haven't been going for that afterwards. So right now it's just meditation and breath work, and then go right back in. So I started this because I'm saying I drink 2 glasses of water first thing.
Wow.
And then I jump into some cacao, and then water as well. And so I feel like I'm like putting a lot of fluids in my body. So the first like half of the day, I'm peeing more than your average bear.
Amazing. Yeah, and it looks like fluids don't stop because you've got a water bottle right beside you.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe you've got fluid intake all throughout the day.
Yeah, I have at least 1 cup of green tea at somewhere after the cacao. And yeah, something about those hot drinks seem to just like just go through you, through my body pretty quick. So that's my morning routine. I've been thinking about this just recently. It's like, okay, what's the next blog that I'm going to write about? And I think it'd be nice. I hear people saying all the time, like, man, like I really love this idea about morning routine, and I just can't get myself to do it. Like, what's your morning routine like? Blah, blah, blah. And like, I also hear people saying like, yeah, I tried doing a morning routine. I was like, okay, what was it? It's like, well, I was going to meditate for an hour, breath work for this long, and then I was going to do a whole workout. And I'm like, yeah, how long did that last? It's like 2 days.
Yeah, sounds like quite a bit to take on so quickly.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room for potential growth or just like consistency or longevity. Maybe.
Exactly. So some thoughts in my head were just like, okay, that's like the first tip. Start small and start with one thing.
Yeah.
What is one thing you can do in the morning that contributes to you having a good day, or like showing up better for your day? Because a lot of the times what I'm hearing people say is that they just wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and they're out the door to whatever job it is they need to get to.
Yeah. Maybe holding some sacredness around that one thing, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Because
I like that a lot.
Like the amount of time spent in meditation, or whether you're meditating or not, doesn't have to differ from simply making your bed. Like the sacredness of making your bed can be just as important personally for myself, because it's just that intention, it's that effort, it's that willingness and ability to engage fully with what you're doing versus what it is exactly that you're doing.
Wow, that was so perfectly, beautifully said. Yes, I agree so much. And so, yeah, I'm curious if you're open to talking about like what's how do you start your day, and do you feel it helps?
Yeah. I'm going to have to start with that much water. It's really inspiring me. I definitely have a cup of water in my bedside, but it's a few sips here and there depending on how I'm waking up and feeling. What is my morning routine? I know that every morning 2 things take place, which is 3 things every morning. Meditation and journaling. That's like a quite almost absolute.
Amazing.
And then I make my bed, which I find very ritualistic, actually. But I wake up and I try not to linger in bed too long after like noticing that my consciousness is awake and that I'm ready. for myself, I don't know, I can linger in that dream state for a while.
Yeah.
And that kind of feels depleting to my energy sometimes. And so I try to be intentional about getting up and getting started, even if it's slow, even if I'm not getting started towards anything, just not intentionally lingering in that place.
Wow.
And so
a lot
I
of
get
people
up.
can resonate with that.
Yeah. Does it feel?
Oh yeah. It feels really real for me. Yeah.
Like discomfort there, or just like not wanting to stay there. Like, what's the...
You sharing it made me just like, it was like this, like bells going off of like, wait, that's right. And that's what's happening to me when I'm just like, I love what you said. You said, I've noticed that my consciousness is awake, or I can be aware. I'm consciously aware right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough to like, okay.
Yeah.
I think I need to start like slowly transitioning up and moving. Whereas like if I don't, then I'm just like going back and forth into this like deep sleep dream state. And it's like you said, depleting to your energy. And I feel like that is so true. Yeah.
And it's so easy for me sometimes to just like want to lay there and like switch between realms and then get caught in this like interesting sensation that ultimately doesn't really feel all that great, but feels really easy to fall into. Yeah. And so, I wake up, try to get up as soon as possible. I make my bed. And oftentimes something I've been doing recently is listening to affirmations while I'm making my bed, so that I have some like point of focus. If it's not actively just focusing on the bed making, there's something else that I can gravitate towards that has my attention, because I'm just like, this is me, and this is a guess for other people. I'm like so open in the morning. I'm just like thoughts, this, that, tomorrow, later, yesterday, everything is just happening. Yeah. And so having clear places to place my focus feels really nice. So making the bed, listening to those daily affirmations. And like I said earlier, I have those 3 things that are really important: making the bed, meditation, and journaling. And so everything else that happens is just like freedom, autonomy. What am I leaning? Where's my focus? Whatnot. Sometimes I'll make a cup of ginger tea. Sometimes I'll sit on the floor and just exist. And getting dressed, brush my teeth sooner rather than later. But there's always a coming back to meditating, which no less than 25 minutes is the like personal goal that I hold myself accountable with. And then journaling, which I love.
Following the meditation?
Yeah. And I love sharing about this because it's not it is simple, but it's not simply just about my journaling or about what's present. It's this practice that I've learned about called Dear Future Self. And there's this psychologist, the holistic psychologist. Oh yeah. I don't know, have you heard of her? Yes. Danielle. I think so.
I read her book, How to Do the Work.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Great book.
Such a phenomenal therapist and holistic healer. She has this practice of like making one daily promise a day. And she had this PDF out of this practice of Dear Future Self. And I've kind of reinvented it in my own ways, kind of done my own thing with it. But it's saying Dear Future Self and then writing how you want to show up in moments that you want to prepare your future self for. For example, I'll write, Dear Future Self, you are grounded and capable of engaging in situations that feel disheartening or disorienting. And when you feel disoriented, you come back to your breath and then move from there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just this dialogue of here's how I want to be. These are the things that I want to do. And I just get really detailed and descriptive and just write about it so crystal clear that when that moment comes, I'm already aware of how I want to be. I'm already connected to the highest self because I have built this bridge of this is how I want to be. So huge practice. Love it. Recommend it to anybody and everybody.
I love this so much. And I think that's going to be really helpful for people listening because it's, just like, it doesn't really, there's so many different things we could do in the morning and so many different journal prompts and meditation practices. People can have like an endless supply of guided meditations or breath work. It's just, there's so many different things that we could do and it could be as simple too as like, when I wake up, I breathe and like just take a few conscious breaths and then I start making my bed and I try to keep that focus. What I loved, you said, there's so many things I loved, but one thing you said was having the affirmations playing while you're making your bed. To me, that makes me think of like how I start my day is how my day is going to go. And if you're starting your day with that, it's just sort of just like feeding you these prayers, like feeding these things to you. You're ingesting them, and it's like, okay, this is the nutrients I'm getting that is going to carry me forward into this day. And if you're hearing things like you are a whatever it is you want to hear, centered, powerful, radiant being, like that's beautiful, and that your cells love to hear that. The mind loves to hear that. At least my mind loves to hear that. So that makes me think of when I've had so many different iterations of my morning routine. One was I would always, I would have this stack of books, all these like pretty sacred texts, or just like daily meditation stuff. Krishnamurti has a really great one. And I would just like, part of my morning routine after I did other stuff is I would read a page from each of those books, each of those sacred texts. 'Cause that's part of like the affirmation, like, I'm blanking on, the Dhammapada. There's, oh my gosh.
Totally fine.
I totally lost it.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing that you're reading sacred texts maybe first thing in the morning.
That was one iteration of my morning routine. That's not the case anymore. And Silver, she witnessed that she was there present for when I was doing that. Just have a stack of books and would just like read 1 or 2 pages from each. One that stuck around though that I travel everywhere with is the Tao Te Ching. So I would love to go back to reading at least one passage from that book.
Yeah. Is this just like an opening and seeing what you receive for the day, or are you reading in order each day is a new page until you get through the book? It was that. Okay.
Yeah, it was that. Which worked really well, actually.
Such a discipline.
It was cool. It was a discipline, and it's just like I'm trying to start my day off right.
Yeah.
And that's what helped, and then move to carrying whatever I just imbibed into my day is really helpful. It's like an anchor. It's like when that thing happens, when I'm like disoriented or this is like challenging, it's like I have this anchor to come back to. Yeah. Thank you to that. And I think I would be curious to hear. This is one thing I'm starting to make more a part of my day is prayer. And I'm curious if that's something that you do, or if that's I don't know. Is that something you do? Is that something that the Zen Buddhists do often?
Yeah. Great. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we maybe take a look at, if we just feel into what prayer is, and we don't necessarily look for the qualities of like kneeling down and gasho and just like having your hands in like prayer hands. like if we just like remove the stereotypical sense of what prayer looks like, and we just tune into the energetics of what it is to be in prayer. Yes, absolutely. I do it, and it's a part of my practice, and it almost feels necessary.
Yeah.
And it's definitely an anchor, for sure.
Yeah. Are they prayers that you feel you sort of have channeled, or are they prayers that you've memorized and learned from your lineages?
Yeah. When I'm at the temple and I'm at service and we're chanting and we're reciting and speaking from this beautiful book filled with just like words that go beyond my comprehension, of people before me who've gathered this ability to bring forth everything that we're attempting to access in this moment. Yes, in those spaces I think in a day-to-day, like in my alone time, it feels more of just a channeling, like an essence, an energy, a choosing, an intention, a beingness. Those are all synonyms. Maybe prayers that I've come up with right before I eat every meal, I bring the bowl or plate of food up to my third eye, and I either whisper or internally say, thank you for all that you are, all that you have been, and all that you will be.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a sweet prayer that I have personally built. And then the way that I'm relating to this question and to the word prayer right now, specifically, it sounds like curiosity in regards to the Zen lineage. It's just the way that we touch everything, not just energetically and emotionally, but physically too. The way that we're engaging with everything is such a prayer. The way that this body gets to meet other bodies, such a prayer. Wow. And that's a big part, I would say, of how I perceive Zen Buddhist and the Zen lineage. And it's a big part of my life.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Does any of that resonate for you, Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That resonates a lot and reminded me of a lot of different things. And this is the beautiful part about these conversations. And for people out there listening, these are things that possibly already, like to do. Like this is something that it's deep in your DNA to know how to take these moments and honor, say, your food, for example, or this moment, whatever moment you find yourself in, and just like take the moment to just make it sacred and give reverence to it and pray for your future in some way, and pray for your past at the same time. And it's like reminding me of how amazing it was when Silver and I were for every meal we shared together, we would always do like a little prayer, just a moment to express our gratitude for the food and just all the hands that went into making that food happen, all the things that it had to go through, and for the sun for shining on it and the rain for falling down. Trying to like simply like kind of like provide thanks for all of that. And then we would do the same thing. We would bring the bowl up to our third eye and like do like a mwah, like a kiss, mwah, and then we bring it down to our mouth, mwah, down to our heart, mwah, and then we'd down to the floor, mwah, and then her and I would clink our bowls or our plates, go mwah, and then we'd kiss each other, and then we'd start eating.
Thanks for sharing that with me. That sounds like such a beautiful ritual.
Yeah. We do it on some level now. It's less words and more just like third eye, mouth, heart, crown. So that at the very least, that's what we do. And
did that come from anywhere, or was that just something you two created?
I've when it comes to oh my gosh, there's so many things. Part of being the hole digger is all these things that I've once been into. I cannot remember, but it's a Thich Nhat Hanh book that is about like, it's all these prayers for daily life. It's a green book. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I wish I had it here. And they're, you know, they're mantra-esque, but they're it's like he has one for all these activities. Like for sweeping, there's a certain like mantra or prayer that you can be reciting internally as you're doing it, or while you're walking, or before you eat, even before you sit down to eat, you know. And so that I feel very influenced by that. And so that kind of came from that, and probably there might even be another Thich Nhat Hanh book I read that made me think about how important it is to do some sort of moment of honoring our food before eating.
Yeah. Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings on mindful eating are so unique and beautiful.
Oh my gosh, it's making me think of how he said, like, I think it was him or somebody else, about how you should chew your food probably 30 times before you actually swallow.
Yeah.
And I've done that practice before, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard, but it's like, I eat way too fast. Not even tasting my food sometimes with how fast it is. And in the way it's like partly being chewed up and then being swallowed, it's like, of course I have tummy issues all the time. You know, so it's like that mindful eating part, I guess, has made such a it's landed in my brain so much. It hasn't been fully integrated yet, but it's like something I keep coming back to.
Yeah, I mean, eating feels like a huge one. It's something we all universally do.
Yeah.
Some of us, I definitely, there's some breatharians out there. And
I know.
maybe, you know, depending on one's conditions, some people don't eat. So I just want to be mindful of that also. And it's, to be mindful of the ways in which we're eating and how we're eating and what we're eating, and be intimate with what we're eating versus just like, and there it goes. Yeah. And then just watching, like, that practice in itself is such a great like initiator into just seeing how it bleeds into everything else. That feels important for me to mention, just like the way that we're just grabbing our cups, the ways in which we're moving our bodies, the ways in which we're putting jewelry on, just everything is such an adornment. And you know, I'm definitely guilty of sometimes throwing my hair up in a bun and throwing on a t-shirt and running out the door. It's not perfect all the time. No. And just that, making a practice, making joy out of it is super, that's just it. That's the good stuff to me.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the part of like sometimes that, you know, throwing your hair up in a bun, rushing out the door, like, we're far from perfect, of course. And it's like what I'm pointing at is that moment where you remember. It's like, it's like something's like, oh wait, I was going a little too fast there. I'm gonna consciously, intentionally slow down. That is like a big part of my practice lately, is like the big part of my intention for my practices is so I can slow down. I think I read the other day that it was a Baba Muktananda quote. He said that, or they said, a fast mind is a sick mind. And there's two other parts that I can't remember, but that part really stuck with me. A fast mind is a sick mind. I can see my mind working so fast a lot, and sometimes that's necessary. Sometimes that's really, really helpful.
Yeah, a fast mind is a sick mind. Yeah, that's fascinating. I definitely, the way that I'm receiving that and the way I'm interpreting it is like sick is so versatile, right? It's not sick as an illness or sick as in a cold, but it's sick as in there's something happening that's not fully present.
Mm-hmm.
It's elsewhere, perhaps.
Yeah.
There's so many interpretations to that, but I'm having this image of like an animal chasing you. Like, what if, like, we're so fast, it's almost like that primal fight or flight, not necessarily like regulated state. Like, we can use those psychological, scientific terms of just like nervous system dysregulation and being sick in that regard, because we're not fully present in the slowness that's actually available.
Yeah.
And there's this idea that maybe there's a bear chasing us, even though there's no bear in distance.
Mm-hmm.
So that feels fairly true.
Yeah, I'm really happy you mentioned all that. That was really important. Especially because the way translations happen, you know, it's not perfect. And so I'm assuming that what Baba Muktananda said was, you know, slightly different, you know, like sick maybe wasn't quite what they were trying to convey, and that might mean something different in their language. And so
and
it's
sick
good to
is
say that.
a great term to really capture people's attention.
Yeah.
Because there is a sickness. It is a sickness. It is real. It's an appropriate term, and I like that. Just to recognize, like, it's not just a cold kind of sickness. It's like a permeating way of being that we've just all inevitably, like, we've just fallen into, because that's the way that the world has kind of formed us based off of our experiences. And
that's so true. So, you know, for me, when it's like I can feel, I literally feel healthier when my mind is slower and my movements are slower. When I'm going fast, I tend to not make much sense. Actually, I've noticed it from doing practices like this, like podcasts and journaling or stream of conscious ranting. Like, if I'm going super fast, I tend to not make sense, and there's a lot of half thoughts. And then when I slow down, I feel like my words come from a deeper place, less from the mind.
More in the stream of your beingness.
Yep.
It's like
it feels beautiful.
There's a stream in which you're coasting when you're in that stillness and that slowness. And it sounds like maybe, this is just me using beautiful metaphors right now, but it's like you're stepping outside of that stream. Like, you're no longer coasting and swimming in it when the fastness accelerates, and there's a shift there. You like step out of the stream.
Yeah.
You're not in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that metaphor, and I love just the visual of seeing my being as this nice, flowing, steady stream. I love that metaphor that works in so many ways. The way that a river, the metaphor of the river works for when I'm like feeling really in my flow, in my body, in my element. And then it's like, things start to get turbulent. The white water, the classes start to rise. It gets hectic. And then there's sometimes when I get caught in an eddy and I'm swirling and I'm stuck. I just love the metaphor of the river. With the time we have left, I very curious if we want to
give it to
share. Well, there is like so many different things I want to talk about. I do want to. It's like, oh man, it's like I need to slow down and figure out with this time we have left.
Oh, what's feeling true for you, Jacob? What do you want to maybe let the people know or focus on these in the next few minutes?
I think, well, one way that you and I are deepening our connection is through this collaboration that we're endeavoring on, and we're collaborating on trying to create an offering where we would be co-facilitating an experience for people. It's like part of me wants to go and just talk about that for a second. Part of me wants to talk about, for the namesake of the Loving Forward podcast, like how do we best love forward in these times, these turbulent times, these disorienting, discombobulating, scary times.
Absolutely.
Is like that one feels more alive and juicy, and the other one feels like more it almost feels like business, like we need to talk about that just because it's like an opportunity. Here we are on this podcast platform, public platform. We can start letting people know that that's something I'm really excited about, and intending to have it be offered at some point. But I think just mentioning it, like, hey, everybody, just know Julynel and I are working on something to offer to the community that I know is going to be really potent and powerful.
Very quickly, speaking on that, I just got the go from Blue Cliff. I got the thumbs up. I got the yes. They're willing and open to us making an offering in the space. And they offered a list of dates, and definitely something you and I could talk about. But yes, Jacob and I,
it's happening.
We are coming together with our forces, our ability to just be in deep service to anybody and everybody who feels called to this type of work. The type of work being shadow work. Thank you, Jacob. The type of work being contemplative inquiry and meditation. And just really coming together to hold a container for anybody who's wanting to sit with anything that's felt present, or it could be anybody who's kind of in the unclear realm of not really knowing what's present and wanting to access something deeper. The space is versatile. The space is open. Very vast. And the container is to simply hold with deep love. So.
Thank you for saying that. It's the container is invitation for whatever it is you would like. I want to give people that, like, the information of, like, this is what we can hold here, and if you want to take it as far as you possibly can, go for it by all means. And if you just wanted to, like, dip your toes into this kind of work, that's great too.
Both are possible.
And everything in between too. So it's amazing. It feels very, very exciting. It feels very vast. My favorite part is just like I don't know what's going to happen. That's one of my favorite parts about it, because I always get pleasantly surprised or just like blown away by what actually happens in the space. So it's really exciting. And I just love I love the theories that we've been putting out, like the theoretical situations and just like how we intend to show up in the space. I'm like, me, I'm like, you've used the word provocative, and like that's I own that, because I'm very fiery. I can be very fiery, and just like I'm just excited and ready to freaking go. And Leo
being
double Sag. So to have you really ground me and ground the space, I just feel like it's like yin yang, like just balancing. It balances the space, you and I. and I have that with my co-facilitator at men's groups, Oak. You know, he also goes by Alex, and it's just great that I keep finding the people that balance me out in that way. Like Silver's also one of those people that just really balances me out.
Yeah, we need the fire. We need the fire.
Yeah, man. I'm ready. I know, and I didn't want to own that fire for a long time, so I disowned it, and it was just a whole part of my being untapped potential.
Yeah. You know, I'm not sure about you, but I'm curious if that feels like a good segue into the fire of what's happening right now in the world.
There you go. Yeah, let's do it.
Does that feel good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just because I'm thinking of the fire that I witness in you, the fire that I know in myself.
Yeah.
And how we've been able to witness one another in those individual places internally in the space, such as the protests.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
I do want to talk about that, and we'll give it like 15 minutes here.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Do your thing. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's like, I want to start with saying what I've witnessed what I've seen you do in those spaces has been like, one part of me's been like scared and worried.
Yeah.
And the other part's like, that is a powerful being who has no fear. Well, maybe does have fear, but is courageous and just like standing in the face of those, I mean, monsters. They look like monsters, literally. And when I'm saying monsters, I am talking about the ice agents that have been retaliating. Maybe retaliating isn't the right word, but they've been using force against peaceful protesters.
Yeah, the ice agents, the policemen, the DHS system, anybody who is actively standing outside of those federal buildings or in the streets armed.
Yeah.
Those people.
And I've seen you stand right in the face of them. Yeah. And I personally don't have that courage. So it's been inspiring to see you stand up in that way and stand against that force. So there's that. Like, that's me, what I've witnessed, what I've observed with you in those spaces. And for myself, I'm still trying to figure out how to be in that. I'm there courageously and powerfully, and I'm ready to serve in any way I can. And there's also this part of me that's like, it's like all new. It's like, wow, whoa, this is happening. Like, it's almost like it's just so new that it kind of just like slows me down, because I'm like a baby when it comes to this kind of stuff. I mean, Tuesday, which I talked about in the previous podcast, my experience there, that was the first protest I had ever gone to. Yeah. And vulnerably, I stated in one of my recent blog posts that I was the type of person to put my head in the sand in terms, in regards to socio-political happenings and forces and everything. I just would like turn away because I had my reasons. In the last couple of years has been slowly but surely like starting to turn towards it and becoming more socially active. But with everything going on, it's like, feels like I'm just ready to like do a much deeper dive into it, because it's just too close to home. Yeah. And I should have, people could say like, well, yeah, where were you 10 years ago when we needed protesters? It's like, I wasn't there. Yeah. And now I'm here.
Now you're here. And I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to start with saying Jacob definitely asked for consent before recording earlier today if I felt comfortable having this conversation. Mm-hmm. And so there's just been an acknowledgement of there's an awareness around how touchy this is. This is not the type of conversation that's had easily. And so I'm happy to be having it. I'm open to be having it.
Yeah.
And
likewise.
I'm happy you're here. Whatever you were doing those 10 years ago, you were doing it for some reason then. And what you're doing now, you're doing it for some reason now. Despite what those reasons are, that's what's happening. And I'm really damn happy that you're here. And I don't even know where to start, but I want to come back to just what I was hearing from you of how you were perceiving yourself, and like the newness around this energy for you, of not having gone to a protest before, this being new territory, there being a part of you that wants to engage, has this fire and wants to transmute it, and is still learning like how to do so. I think earlier when you had asked for consent about mentioning this, I made it clear I have no place to stand. I don't know. So whatever we talk about will be verbal processing. And I just want that to be known to the listeners, because there is no absolute in something like this.
That's how I feel.
It's
so complex.
It's so complex. It's so real. There's so many aspects and facets that it's a verbal processing every time it's mentioned.
Yeah.
The things that I do know is that it's not okay.
Yeah, exactly.
The things that I feel and I know is that what's happening to people, to human beings, simply because of the way that they present, the way that they look, the way that they sound, that is not okay. Yeah.
And where does that not okayness come from? Because for me, it's like, it goes beyond my mental capacity to know that. Yeah. At least that's what I feel.
Yeah. Almost like there's no logistical apprehension of what defines the non-okayness, and it's a felt sense of something larger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a unifying knowing that I am no different from you and you are no different from me, and the ways in which we're engaging in the world is simply how we want to be, and nobody can take that, detain that, prevent us from that. And whoever stands in that place to say that they can, that's just unfathomable in many ways. So
1 second, I need to pause this.
Do it.
Okay, I paused it just for a second because I had to send a message.
Yeah, to a client. Nice. But yeah, we're back. We're
back, and we're right on. Like there was no hesitation, and I just love we're just jumping right in. Yeah. Just kind of naming that this is a verbal processing. Yeah. That there is no absolute, and that we can name the things that feel absolute to us. For myself, it being that this isn't okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is perfect, and there's so many different nuances that I want to like run by you and get your perspective on. I think one that's coming to my mind was the rhetoric that I was hearing on Tuesday night that did not feel good to me. It was rhetoric that was directed towards these monsters, towards these humans that represent the evil. Yeah. Yeah, but I like it just didn't feel good to me. And I mentioned it in the last podcast, and it was a lot of like, there was chants that were happening saying like that ICE agents should go kill themselves. Yeah, like jump. There would be ICE agents, or I think in this case the policemen, because they were just like federal policemen. Yeah. Blocking the building, and there were some in the up on the roof, and people would start chanting jump, jump, jump. Yeah. And then there would be some discriminating chants around like their body types or things about them. And I want to know what was going through your mind and your heart during that time, because like I was witnessing you, and I don't know, I was observing you, because I was like, that's someone who I really, really, really trust to know what's right to do here. Yeah. And I certainly wasn't seeing you participate in those sort of chants, and neither were I or Silver, but
Yeah.
there were some, I'll say there were some chants where I was like, yeah, I will participate in that one. That one seems right to me. But yeah, there was quite a few of the other kind. So I'm wondering what was going through your mind and heart at that time.
In those moments, I think the only things that I can really recall that were taking place for me was just wanting to be a still presence of love. Yeah. That was my complete anchor, was a still presence of love.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It just feels so good to hear that, because that's I want that for me. I want to show up that way. And I can see how easily I could be chanting the self-harm chants and rhetoric, and joining in on that, and just like letting the anger turn into the aggression.
Yeah. And
just I see how easily that could happen. So I honor people doing that. And, if you do read my blog post, and anyone out there reads it, it's like I'm trying to be very clear that I respect and honor the humans that are out there doing what they think is most right or natural. Absolutely. Or whatever it is. But it's because like there is one side that's like that aggression is being expressed justifiably, and they're not only expressing it from their anger, but they're expressing it from the anger of the people who can't be there, the people who the marginalized populations and minorities. Absolutely. People of color, like they cannot be there and be angry like that, because that's incredibly dangerous.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just like I said earlier, we need diggers.
Yeah.
We need fiery people.
Yeah.
And we need those who are open and willing to put themselves in the front lines.
Yeah.
And goodness, am I grateful, inevitably grateful, just like will bow in the presence of those willing to do that, because it is not safe. And there's something in them that's willing and open.
Yeah.
And so when I say that I'm a present, still loving presence, it's this deep desire in me that's wanting to witness those up on the roof. And these people hear us on the ground, and just really take into account everything that's happening around me.
Yeah.
Knowing that all we want is to come to this place of love and union.
Yeah.
And just wanting to just be that as best and as like utterly just viscerally in my body as I can. And
wow.
This is a constant. I've been meditating on it. I've been sitting with it. I've been just contemplating constantly. Like, I don't know what my stance is on people chanting and breaking down the windows of the federal hall. I don't know. Yeah. But it doesn't lean towards the belief of they're doing the wrong thing, honestly.
Right.
If anything, I lean towards celebrating them and being with them in that grief and pain.
Yeah.
And wanting to support them because of the risks that are being taken. And just like there are these policemen just standing fully armed, ready and willing and capable of doing whatever they want.
Exactly. Whatever they want.
And just the power dynamic in that sentence alone, in that image alone, there's somebody fully armed, capable of doing anything.
Yeah.
And somebody willing to risk their lives to show the importance of how important it is to come back into unionship, to come back into being in this place of love, in this non-separative way of feeling, thinking, being, all of that.
Yeah.
And I've been contemplating so much about it.
Oh yeah.
Goodness.
Oh yeah, I know. I've been contemplating and having very open, candid conversations with people, trying to figure out my understanding about all this, because it's so complex.
Yeah, it's so complex, and there's so much anger.
So much anger, and rightfully so. But and it's like, when I say rightfully so, then my mind takes me to the other side, the population of humans that are celebrating what ICE is doing and what the administration is doing. And they're angry towards the protesters. They're calling them rioters. Like, they're angry. Agitators. Yeah. Insurrection. They're calling us that and this and that and that. And they're angry as well. And when I say, like, anger in the field, rightfully so, it's like, oh, I guess I'm also including that anger. That's where I was really getting tripped up, was when I was at the beginning thinking, like, violence equals bad. Wait a second. The violence that, not all violence is bad. The violence of, like, say, like, what was happening Tuesday night with the rhetoric, that could be deemed violent on some level. And saying that is actually really tricky. And I need to let people know, it's like, it wasn't violent in the terms of, like, physical, but, like, it was violent verbally. And like I said, I don't think that that's bad. It's when it's violence that's coming from this place of like you've said, that they want us, it's a desire to, like, fix something that's grossly out of balance and inhumane. And when it's from that, or say, like, your partner's in trouble and someone's attacking them, like, you're gonna do whatever you got to do to protect them, and that might be in violence. So violence doesn't always equal bad. Hate doesn't always equal bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's where I think where I'm getting really tripped up, or I was getting tripped. I'm not tripped up about that, where it's like, okay, I opened myself up to the complexity and the grayness of all of this. But what I think spiritual traditions the translations could be tricky, because I think a lot of people just, like, went to, like, anger is bad. Violence is bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's not spiritual, and it's not aligned with whatever tradition or lineage I'm a part of. I think it's such an important thing first to recognize that I have as much anger in me, or the capacity to be angry, as anybody else, violent as anybody else. And so we don't want to disown that. Part of the shadow work I do is to be able to tap into that, recognize it, transmute it, integrate it into my heart, and then be more integrated in the world and stable in the world. So, just to wrap that up, like, my stance now is that however this feels like most natural to you to show up, and that is available, whatever's available to you, like, I'm not going to condemn it or anything. I'm not going to tell you it's right or wrong. I'm going to know, like, I'm going to act from the place that feels most aligned with me, whatever feels most available to me. And in terms of my hate, my aggression, my grief, all that work, the hate work, I'm going to do that in a safe place that doesn't necessarily put me or my loved ones in danger. And that's really what I want. I just don't want anyone getting hurt anymore or killed. However, that does seem like that is part of the path of healing. Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah. So that's my little
Thanks for
little rant there.
That. Thanks for sharing that in your heart, and for just showing up in spaces like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I definitely want to add that, like, maybe this is psychological, I don't know, but anger's a secondary emotion. Like, there is something that usually provokes anger, and it's often embarrassment.
Oh, yeah.
It's often shame.
Yeah.
It's often confusion.
Oh, yeah.
So anger being this secondary emotion really expresses and exposes that needs aren't being met.
Exactly.
People are being hurt.
Yeah.
Things are happening and it's not being addressed, and anger comes as a result of that. And
that's so true. Wow.
It's just, I've noticed recently, especially these last few months, I've started to kind of, spirituality is always present. I've kind of put it aside when it comes to this. This is just like being to being, human to human, kind of anarchist beliefs of there is no one who stands here who is better than the other. Yeah. No one. Yeah. Not on this land that we all walk on, regardless of where we walk on it. We all have, for the most part, very mindfully saying, we all have these hands and these feet, and we walk on this earth. I don't care. Yeah. They are not better. I am not worse, vice versa. And I say this as somebody who is Latina, who is of color, who is queer. Yeah. Like, there is this just dividing force constantly generated by fear. And it's just, it's painful.
It's painful. That's right. Yeah. It's painful.
And so when you see me at those protests, Jacob, and you see me get pretty close to those policemen and stand still in the face of someone who is fighting for, I see it. I see it. They want systematic structures that help prevent potential chaos, right? There's so many reasons why they stand on that side. And like, can we come back to the grounded seeing and truth that is a power dynamic that just prevents the seeing of all individuals being one. Yeah. Like, there's something there. And so when I get face to face with them and I'm standing still and I don't back down because I'm strongly firm in this trust of love and wanting to come back to it.
That's right.
Those fiery parts of me totally exist.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's the important part. Standing firm in your trust of your love. Is that's what you said? Like, standing firm in the trust in your love and the power of your love. That's, you can stand in the face of anything with that. And I think you can also be other things while you are in your power of love. You can be angry. You can be rageful. You can be, screaming your head off. You could even be violent and still be in the power of your love. I believe that. One thing that I am, seeing, and we'll wrap this up actually here pretty soon. One thing that I'm hearing a lot is this, like, your ability and my ability as well, and I know other people's ability. I mean, every human has this ability to go beyond their form, their consciousness, and see themselves in another person. And to sense that other person's well-being or their suffering or their heartbreak, and for your heart to also break with them, for you to feel empathy for that person, that other person, or for the whole, like, everybody in the world. We have that capacity. And I do think that's the part that's really missing is people who are on that other side. Like you said, there's a power dynamic that's in the way, and I think there's also a disconnection.
Yeah, a dissonance of some sort.
Dissonance where they cannot, they've totally inactivated their ability to feel the suffering of another human.
Yeah, almost as
Right.
if because it's not happening to me,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the part of me that's like, oh, I hate that, I know I shouldn't hate this, but like the part of me that's like, where my history is turning my head and like turning my eyes away from it. It's not happening to me. It's not happening in my immediate environment. It's like thinking that was like, oh, I'm doing my spiritual practices. Like I'm just going to like love and light,
And just be in this moment.
Just be in this moment, be in this fully present here. Like that's not fully it.
Yeah.
There was something that was not online. And when that shift happened and that clicked of like, oh wait, like to be fully present and to be fully human, I need to extend my care beyond what I can see. Yeah. Yeah. And my awareness, which I told you, awareness feels synonymous with love. And so that's, I don't know how to wrap this up, but
thank you for your work, Jacob. Thank you for your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for your work.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise. Thank you. Yeah, because it's really important what we're doing, where we can hold so much. We can hold way more than what we think we can hold. It's just beautiful. Yeah, you're so beautiful, and I just appreciate witnessing you. And your words are just, the way you speak is coming from such a deep place, coming from your soul. And I'm so grateful. I don't want to stop doing this, but we need to stop doing this today. Let's come back again.
It's been quite some time now.
It has. We give the people a lot to chew on. This has been amazing. Yeah.
Thank you for this container. Thank you for your words, your voice, the resonance of just everything that you vibrate. So beyond grateful and honored to be sitting across from you, talking into these mics, hoping to send our vibrations and our voices into those who are listening, and then have something that they can touch, feel, and resonate with in return.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
And shall we continue moving forward with this amount of love?
Yeah.
The love forward.
Loving forward. Yeah. Yeah, the loving forward. That's the motto. That's the credo, man. I think I coined that phrase, actually.
Yes.
I think I could copyright or whatever. That feels capitalistic, but I feel like I could make a shirt out of that or a hat, and I really want to. Loving forward. Loving is like the feminine. To me, loving is the feminine, the like the mother who, no matter what, in the face of all the hate, and like it's the mother who receives from their child, like, I freaking hate you, and they're just still shows up. And then the forward is the masculine, this gentle but powerful, stern encouragement to keep going, to keep improving and showing up and moving. It's like they see the future, and their intention is for prosperity and safety and love and care in the people in their community, the people that they're around, their village, so to say. So that's what loving forward's about. We're still figuring it out. It's not perfect, but gosh, we're trying our best, and I'm just so grateful to get to share space with you and to keep figuring out how to do this stuff.
Yeah, I look forward to being in this loving forwardness with you.
Yeah, likewise. Alrighty, and that's a wrap, everybody. We will see you next time on the Loving Forward podcast. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you again.
Peace. Thank you for spending your time with us at the Loving Forward podcast. I appreciate your presence, your attention, and your willingness to be curious while swimming in the mystery. If something in this episode resonated with you and you feel a call to explore your own healing work, I offer both in-person and online sessions in shadow work and breathwork. I also lead in-person men's groups here in Eugene, Oregon, and I would love to have you join us. You can find all of this on my website and stay up to date on current offerings and my latest ponderings on Facebook and Instagram. The website and handles are in the description. These practices support nervous system regulation, emotional integration, and a more honest, embodied relationship with yourself and others. You're welcome to reach out, ask questions, or take the next step when it feels right for you. Contact information is in the description. Until then, keep listening to your body, keep honoring your truth, and keep loving forward as best you can. And so it is.